Lost Island. One day, a group of tourists, eager to explore natural landscapes and seeking adventure, decided to visit a remote island. This island had been abandoned for years. Before going, they had heard whispers that it was a place where an entire village once thrived, but for some unknown reason, its inhabitants vanished without a trace. Leading the group was Arun, a fearless traveler always in search of new destinations. Accompanying him were his friends, Sumi, Deep, and Rakib, all excited to visit the island. To them, it seemed like an adventurous spot, but little did they know, a horrifying experience was awaiting them. As they set foot on the island, something immediately felt wrong. The air grew thick, and an eerie, cold breeze surrounded them, as if something was lurking behind them. In the distance, there stood an old, dilapidated well, one that no one dared approach. Arun, however, found himself strangely drawn toward it, as if an invisible force was pulling him closer. With every step, an unsettling feeling grew stronger within them. Faint footsteps seemed to echo from behind, but when they turned, there was nothing. The wind whispered their names, sending chills down their spines. Arun couldn't understand it, but deep down, he knew something was terribly wrong. As they approached the well, a voice, filled with fear, whispered in the air, "Why have you come?" Arun stood still. From the well, two yellow eyes stared back at him. As the cold, invisible presence around them grew stronger, Arun realized something dreadful was about to unfold. Suddenly, a scraping sound emerged from the darkness of the well, as if something was slowly coming closer. Arun tried to scream, but his throat constricted, and everything sank into a profound silence. Out of nowhere, a shadow in the shape of a woman appeared in front of them, pale, thin, with eyes hollow and empty. Her expression was one of incompleteness. "I've been forgotten here. Please set me free," she said. Terrified, Arun stepped forward to help, but the moment he did, the woman's body twisted into something horrifying. Her form morphed into grotesque, decaying flesh. The darkness of the well and the ominous surroundings seemed to drag them deeper. Arun tried to flee, but the island's atmosphere held him captive. The trees seemed to reach out and trap them, and the sky turned even darker. Arun realized it was impossible to escape. They were lost here forever. In an instant, Arun realized the island's darkness had become a part of him. He would remain trapped here for eternity. Now, Aaron's voice had vanished, and his form had become nothing but a shadow. He wandered through the island, screaming for release, but there was no response. Around him, only darkness remained, and one question echoed endlessly: "Why have you come?" Later, now, Arun wandered the island, devoid of fear. He no longer knew whether his mind was still alive, or if he was simply the shadow of a dead body. Every tree, every grave seemed to pull him further into a bottomless pit. He had become nothing but a spirit, dragging others into the same darkness. The villagers who once lived here were long gone, but occasionally, at night, their voices could still be heard. Some believed it was just the wind, others thought it was the cry of a lost soul. The island, over the years, had claimed many others, tourists who had disappeared without a trace. No one knew their names, only their lingering shadows, forever trapped in the island's darkness. On some nights, if you venture to the island, you might hear an invisible voice calling out to you. If you turn to look, you might catch two yellow eyes staring back at you from the depths of the well. And you will realize, like Arun, that you will never return. The island, the darkness, it is not just a forsaken place, but an unfathomable force that keeps you bound forever.